A grudge cup final, but maybe an all-time classic. Over the decades, there's been many a mouth-watering matchup on this celebrated occasion, and this today surely is right up there with the pick of them. Floated in by Bergkamp. And a fall for Pires. I just had one eye on him. He'd sneaked in round the back, then dropped off. This man can be a genius. Ronaldo! Well, his manager thinks he can go on to be an even better player than Figo, and you can see why. Paul Scholes. Again, Lehmann come off his line. Oh, it's off the crossbar from Van Nistelrooy.
Got himself in no man's land, and Van Nistelrooy heads it, and Ljungberg on the line makes a fantastic save.
And we will need a penalty shootout to divide these two teams in Cardiff. It's finished after extra time. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. And does so again. 1-0 United. All right. Here is Laura. No problem. Driving rain in Cardiff. What save? Brilliantly. By Jens Lehmann. Arsenal. And scores. They lead 2-1. Nail-biting occasion. He can. It's there. 3-2 Arsenal. Thumps it home. With no mistake. 3-3. 4-3 Arsenal.
All down to the last two.
And that is the point proved. 4-4 for Arsenal. He's done it! And Arsenal, against all the odds in terms of the way the match itself went, 2005. Good afternoon to you, and a very warm welcome, everyone, wherever you might be. Hardly new territory this for Liverpool, for the outgoing European champions. It's theirs. Now Scaloni has made a run down that right side. Well sink to by Ashton. Harewood wants it in the middle. Oh, it's an own goal! Enough Jamie Carragher, and West Ham have taken the lead. Etherington teasing Herpier. Oh, testing Rayner, who lost it, and it's in! From Dean Ashton. Unbelievable! And West Ham are 2 goals up against Liverpool. And Gerrard. It's a lovely ball as well for Cisse! It's there this time.
Well, as they say, game on.
His route to goal was blocked for a moment anyway. Goes Crouch. In comes Gerrard! It certainly wasn't blocked the second time, and they are back on level terms in this thrilling cup final. Now Konchesky lending his support down the left. Oh, it's in! Paul Konchesky has conjured up an incredible goal. Did he mean it? Was it a cross? Was it a shot? He doesn't care right now. And back at West Ham throats again. That's Risa. Tossed it towards Morientes. And then Gerrard! Oh, goodness me! What a strike from Steven Gerrard. I told you, don't write them off. And it will be a penalty shootout to decide the last. And scores eventually. Very cool. Bobby Zamora, oh, he saved it! Well, he has such a reputation for keeping out penalty kicks. Here comes Herpier. Oh, that's been saved as well.
Well, that really was.
Can he beat Rayner? He can. Sheringham celebrates. So do the West Ham faithful behind that goal. Focused. And he scores. Konchesky. Rayner again. I'm not sure he was right back on his line. Xhaka Hislop. But it was too strong from Risa. 3-1. It's Ferdinand. Saved again by Rayner. And Liverpool have won the FA Cup. Hopefully for England too. And the FA Cup is back in Liverpool hands.
The FA Cup final back where it belongs. Farewell to Cardiff, welcome to Wembley. A new stage is set for the nation's sporting theatre, and the finest performers in the land are here to play out the drama on opening day. For only the third time in 126 finals.
Head, still Drogba. Drogba shoots, that's the best moment so far.
Yeah, they're a bit more like it.
Giggs to his left, and it's Rooney's shot, beaten out by, and offside flag is up. Czechs say the return drive from Giggs, but the offside flag is up. Made a good run there, little ball inside to Lampard!
That's more like it, isn't it?
Giggs is in the centre, Ronaldo has gone for the near post.
I think if you're going to shoot in that particular part of the penalty, you've got to shoot across the goalkeeper.
The substitutions. Mikel played that forward to Drogba. Here's Drogba again! And Chelsea have scored! And it's Didier Drogba with the first goal in an FA Cup final at the new Wembley! With 5 minutes to go in extra time, Drogba has scored for Chelsea! The 3 minutes is up, and Chelsea have won the first FA Cup final at the new Wembley Stadium. Well, there we are, Chelsea, not only the first winners at the new Wembley, only the third team to win both domestic cups in one season.
All set here then at Wembley for the 2007-2008 FA Cup final, in the company of a 6-time FA Cup final appearing player in Ray Clemence and Peter Brackley.
From Mission Impossible to Fantasy Island, a genuine tale of the unexpected. And Montari, Enkelman half-saved it, but it's turned in. Kanu has got it this time. It was a fumble, I'm afraid, by the keeper. And Kanu, who missed an absolute sitter earlier on, has made amends. But it's Pompey chimes of Wembley joy, the response it's going to get. Scenes of utter jubilation.
Larger even than for Wednesday's Champions League final. Viewers in more than 180 countries tuning in now to see Chelsea versus Everton. Chelsea show 2 changes from the team that beat Arsenal here in the... Pienaar is onside. Headed by Mikel. It'll fall for Zaha! Everton in front inside 30 seconds. It may just be the fastest ever FA Cup final goal, and it's been scored by Louis Zaha. History at Wembley. Lampard. A little bit of space here for Malouda. 2 yellow shirts in the box, now 3. Drogba! Always seems to score on Cup final day. Quiet start by Didier Drogba. Bursts to life with an equalising goal for Chelsea. His 6th goal in cup finals for Chelsea. Black, Anelka, and now Lampard. He's escaped Neville this time. Frank Lampard! Oh! Pick that up. Frank Lampard blasts Chelsea into the lead for the first time. And is that the winning goal in this season's FA Cup final? He's right-footed, you know. But he smacked that with his left foot, and for the 4th season running, Frank Lampard hits the 20-goal mark for the season. He'll be missed, but Chelsea fans will always have today to remember him by. As John Terry lifts the FA Cup, Chelsea are back in the trophy-winning business. Their season ends.
History will be made at Wembley today. However this ends, Chelsea are aiming for the perfection of a league and cup double, something the club has never achieved. Portsmouth could finish as FA Cup winners in the same season as relegation.
Time here. Lampard from range. Oh, it's beautifully struck and hit the outside of David James's post. Wonderful hit by Frank Lampard against his England teammate.
Well, he got the earlier sighter just a little wrong, and this time just across it again, which caused it to swerve away.
It's got beyond Belletti. Dindan goes down. Penalty! Conceded by the Chelsea substitute, Giuliano Belletti. Won by Runa Dindan. Boateng, saved by Cech. Historic moment for Petr Cech, only the third man ever. It'll be Didier Drogba. It's in! Hit the post and went in, but it's in! Didier Drogba at long last for Chelsea. And is that the first of many? The newly crowned champions of England keep their grip on the English Cup. It's Chelsea's first double. Chelsea's hold on the FA Cup grows ever tighter. John Terry's got his hands on it again.
It is one of the greatest occasions in world sport. The FA Cup final, the world's oldest football cup competition. For Tevez. Tevez has gone for goal and forced the save from Sorensen. First shot of the game, and it was on target from Carlos Tevez. Out now. And Kenwyne Jones is through the middle at the sharp end. Jones, he's in! Kenwyne Jones denied by Hart. Now he's made a save, and what a vital one it was.
Well, it's really good play from Kenwyne Jones. This is just...
Balotelli. Silva again, Balotelli. Pinball. Toure! Manchester City have one hand on the FA Cup. Yaya Toure, their semi-final hero, gives them the lead on final day. Up and away to glory for Manchester City. The wait is over. Manchester City are FA Cup winners.
Chelsea-Liverpool showdown, another venue, another occasion. Their first meeting in an FA Cup final.
Mata for Ramirez. Gets away from Jose Enrique. First chance is Chelsea's. First goal is Chelsea's. And Ramirez in the 11th minute.
Well, that's what he's been doing so well, Ramirez.
Lampard. Spearing with some ease. Drogba makes space for the shot, he does! And Drogba, yet again at Wembley. He calls it his lucky ground, but there's no luck about that. It's sheer brilliance, sheer bravado. It's Chelsea 2, Liverpool 0. Continuing to run. Basinga's got plenty of pace, but he's caught and he's given Carroll a chance here. Andy Carroll onto his strong side. Goal for Liverpool! They are back in it, and Carroll stepped up from the bench. But Chelsea win at the new Wembley yet again. The fourth FA Cup in 6 years here. And very much Chelsea is the name.
Eyes on the prize. The 90th anniversary of the very first Wembley FA Cup final, when the legendary White Horse calmed the crowd in excess of...
Here is Sami Nasri. Silva. And somehow it's kept out. Carlos Tevez thought the goal was gaping for him. Joel had other ideas. Maloney takes. And it's in! It's Ben Watson! It's Ben Watson for Wigan Athletic! They've surely won the FA Cup! It's Wigan Athletic's FA Cup, yes! Wigan Athletic! It is the 133rd FA Cup final, the 8th at the new Wembley. The first Wembley, let's get City. Ready for FA! Arsenal's 18th, equaling the all-time record. Fabianski. It's one that's set up for Huddlestone. Oh, and it's ended up in the back of the net. James Chester got the touch, but it wasn't quite the route that they anticipated. Quinn, good play from him. And it's nearly two, and it is. It's Curtis Davis this time. The defenders are doing the job, and Arsenal have got no defence against them. It is the little Spaniard, Santi Cazorla! Arsenal 1, Hull 2. A classic free kick. And we're heading for a classic FA Cup final. It's Cazorla's corner. close range by Laurent Koscielny. He's the one the Arsenal players jump on. Wilshere. Here's Giroud. Oh, brilliantly taken. Absolutely brilliantly taken by Aaron Ramsey. He's got one right, and Arsenal finally lead deep into extra time. Arsenal have their hands on a trophy again. They are winners of the 2014 FA Cup.
So the 134th FA Cup final is underway, the 9th since Wembley Stadium was rebuilt. Will the cup be on its way back to North London? Oh, here is Monreal. Can he pick someone out? And it goes towards Alexis Sanchez, and it will fall here for Walker. Hat-trick on the final day of the season, and he scores the opening goal of the cup final for Arsenal.
Well, strikers in form, that's what it's all about, and I can't tell you how well Theo Walcott.
Now Alexis Sanchez, support arriving from Nacho Monreal, but he's got the ability to turn around. It's an absolute screamer. Alexis Sanchez, what a goal!
What a strike from Sanchez. I was just admiring the little overlap from Monreal, and then he hits him. I think, well, forget about that. What a strike! It had all kinds of movement.
And it goes from Santi Cazorla in towards Mertesacker. And Per Mertesacker has surely now won the FA Cup for Arsenal.
Well, of all the ways that you'd think Arsenal would score a goal.
And then fist in towards Olivier Giroud, who caps off a tremendous Arsenal performance with a 4th goal. The FA Cup belongs to Arsenal. Arsenal 4, Aston Villa 0.
And it's a trademark Giroud goal, isn't it? Robbie was talking.
A comprehensive victory for Arsenal, who retain the FA Cup. The FA Cup stays with Arsenal.
It's the 2016 FA Cup final between Crystal Palace and Manchester United. Your commentators here at Wembley are Martin Keown and Guy Mowbray.
Thank you, Gary. There's Joel Ward, invited to shoot by the fans. Here's Puncheon. That was well collected and brilliantly finished. It was Jason Puncheon's time, like Ian Wright 26 years ago. Rooney forced away, pulls back to Fellaini. There's Mata. It's in. The Palace defenders just couldn't keep it out. The final has come to life. Juan Mata has United level. Drills it in, fired in, rocketed in by Jesse Lingard. From behind, with 10 players, Manchester United have taken the lead in extra time in the cup final. Only 10 minutes of it remain. It's another super substitute. Manchester United reunited with the FA Cup for a joint record 12th time. It's on its way to Old Trafford.
After 12 years and for a 12th time reunited with the FA Cup are Manchester United.
Thank you, Gary. Good afternoon, everyone. We're all set for the 136th FA Cup final. First played in 1872 at Kennington Oval at Cricket Ground. Sanchez, who's in quickly once more. And Sanchez is in to score. The flag is up, though. The flag up against Aaron Ramsey.
It's a goal. He's not offside, Alexis.
Well, Ramsey didn't get involved because he realised. I think you can blame Gary Bezic for that. And it is 1-0 to Arsenal. Inside 5 minutes. Alexis Sanchez, amazing Wembley record goes on. 5 goals in 5 appearances here for Arsenal. He scored 7 in 6 all told. Diego Costa takes it down. And Diego Costa levels for Chelsea.
The champions are giving it their everything with the 10-man. Arsenal won, Chelsea won. Game on again in the FA Cup final. There's Giroud pulling it back. Arsenal in front once more. Aaron Ramsey scores for the Gunners. Chelsea's reprieve is so short-lived, they'd barely finished the celebrations. But it is Arsenal's FA Cup anyway. A small smile. The team has won it more than Arsenal. For a record 13th time, Arsenal FA Cup winners.
And the teams are ready to compete for the FA Challenge Cup again. This is the third time that Manchester United and Chelsea have played an FA Cup final. Working here, and Olivier Giroud ahead of him. Had to check his run to stay onside. Giroud. Hazard! Oh! De Gea with his leg at the near post. Jones is struggling here. Eden Hazard. Whoa! It's a penalty. 20 minutes played. It's a penalty to Chelsea. Hazard for Chelsea. 1-0 to Chelsea. Not in any doubt at all. Eden Hazard opens the scoring and Chelsea lead. He won back by Sanchez. Rashford, Courtois save. Moses lets it slip. Chelsea have won the FA Cup. To Chelsea Football Club, FA Cup winners in 2018.
Well, here we are again, the 138th FA Cup final. This season, the end of a road travelled by 736 football clubs from the first extra preliminary round ties played on Friday, August the 10th.
Silva jumping. Get it back again. And David Silva puts Manchester City in front with his first goal of 2019. But what a time to come up with it. Silva. It's a clever ball. And it's 2-0. Gabriel Jesus probably put it over the line. West. And it's De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne walks it in, and Manchester City are on the road to the treble. The third goal surely decides it. Gabriel Jesus is on here, and this is going to be number 4 for Manchester City. Yes! Jesus runs away. The goal will be subject to review with an offside call. Silva and a pass through, and it's 5. Raheem Sterling with the kind of goal that he's been getting all season. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, it's 6. In the FA Cup final, and Raheem Sterling gets his third.
And it means that Manchester City have won the FA Cup to add to their Premier League and league.
Well, it really is the most unique of cup final days, isn't it? The silence of Wembley Stadium before the pyrotechnics was as stunning and as striking as the noisy and colourful welcome we usually have for the two teams. Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount. And it falls for Pulisic, who's got the chance, and he scores! Christian Pulisic with a star-spangled goal in the cup final for Chelsea. It's the early goal a big occasion like this needs, and it's the early goal that Chelsea were desperate to get. Again, isn't he? Aubameyang's in behind Azpilicueta, who is leaning on him, and Anthony Taylor points to the spot. And he's going to show a yellow card here to the Chelsea captain Azpilicueta, who couldn't cope with Aubameyang sneaking in behind him. Now up steps Aubameyang and sends Caballero the wrong way. And the FA Cup final is all square. Arsenal won, Chelsea won. Aubameyang delivers from the penalty spot. The two have collided. Here's Aubameyang. The game carries on. Aubameyang's in. Oh, that's a brilliant finish. So delicate, so clinical. And when Arsenal needed it most, the captain delivers at Wembley. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And there it is. It's 14 times and counting for the best FA Cup side of them all.
So Leicester in the change strip get the 2021 FA Cup final underway. Two very close rivals.
It'd be interesting to see the reaction of Leicester fans if that does happen. That's
Tielemans lining one up. What a goal! What a brilliant goal by Youri Tielemans! And the Leicester City fans go absolutely potty. They sense history. One of the great FA Cup final goals that from Youri Tielemans. Chip towards the back post there, and the header is scrambled off the line. Great save. Leicester City stay ahead. Chilwell was in there. That would have been a story, wouldn't it? And the referee blows the whistle. Leicester City with a triumph for the ages after 137 years of trying and 4 Wembley heartbreaks.
So dramatically to do so. The FA Cup goes to Leicester City at long last.
And these players know only too well what big finals are about. They've been amongst many of them in recent years. Only as recent enough as the League Cup, where they went head-to-head in what was a fascinating final. So I'm expecting exactly the same.
In for Liverpool. Stopped by Mendy. They've scrambled it away so far. And it was Keita with a lash at it. The Chelsea goal is living a charmed life.
Well, there's some brilliant defending in there from Chelsea. Obviously the save from Mendy, but the build-up to this goal.
Here is Alonso. Great save, Alisson. Out at the right time to meet him. Mane. Diaz. Goal kick given. I wonder for a second if Mendy might have got fingertips to it, but no, it's straight wide from the boot of Luis Diaz, who finds Jorginho through to Lukaku, who went first time, he had to do that. Van Dijk made it awkward, got underneath it a bit too much for the real sporting drama that is a penalty shootout. He's bagged it, and he did it with a beautiful cool. It doesn't. That was always going to happen. And Azpilicueta has missed the target. And he hasn't there either. He seemed to outthink Edouard Mendy. James scores again. Nicely done. More or less into the middle, wasn't it?
That's exactly where it went. How cool was that?
Firmino keeps Liverpool in front. Hammered home. Had to score that. Liverpool are a kick away. Jorginho does score. Over to Liverpool once more. Moment. Saved by Mendy! All level again! And it's a penalty that was meant. Jota scores. High. Corner. Saved by Alisson. What a big hand! Liverpool's hero!
They are FA Cup winners 2022.
Manchester City coming in, huge favourites, eager to get closer to history. Before their final day defeat to Brentford, they were unbeaten in 25 games. Headlines are that City have stuck with Ortega and United have gone with Rashford through the middle. That's Gundogan! One of the fastest goals ever scored in an FA Cup final. Has stunned Manchester United before they even got going. Less than 16 seconds on the clock. And İlkay Gundogan, who always turns up in May. Saka coming round the back. And half-hearted claims for handball from everyone apart from Paul Tierney has received the instruction from David Coote to have a look at it. He is now watching it. He's going to cannot give it. He's giving a penalty. There's against Ortega. It's 1-1 in the cup final, and somehow Manchester United are back in it, and they have quite literally been given a helping hand.
Well, in all fairness, you have to say after conceding after 13 seconds.
Comes back to Gundogan. And he's done it again. Well, they really do score all kinds of wonderful goals. There may have been a touch of fortune about it, but it was well crafted from the set piece by Manchester City. Manchester City win the FA Cup. They have taken power in Manchester, but this is the new order. Manchester City win the first ever All-Manchester FA Cup final. The last time the same two teams met in successive cup finals was at the end of the Industrial Revolution. Now two teams from the city that was at the heart of it clash under the Wembley arch again. Garnacho spinning in behind. The goalkeeper and defender have come a long way, and Garnacho is there, and Manchester United lead the cup final. A mix-up between goalkeeper and defender, and Alejandro Garnacho has scored the opener for Manchester United. And maybe the FA Cup, Manchester United once again are going to produce a tale of the unexpected.
Well, he's received all the plaudits going forward, Guardiola from left back, and quite rightly so.
Garnacho again. Wan-Bissaka, look at the space for Kobbie Mainoo! Where on earth were the Manchester City defence? Erik ten Hag was supposed to be the dead man walking, but his team have come out fighting. Pep Guardiola, Manchester City stunned. It's 2-0 to Manchester United in the first half. Now Doku. And it's snuck in. Onana couldn't keep it out this time. And that could be a game changer. Have been won by Manchester United. The FA Cup is in Manchester United's hands again. The Red Army have stormed Wembley and toppled the Manchester City all-conquering regime. The FA Cup winners of 2024 are Manchester United. Well, Crystal Palace gave Manchester City more than a few scares at the Etihad Stadium 5 weeks ago. Will they give them a fright at Wembley? Might get a second bite of it here. He's found Munoz again. City backpedaling. Munoz, little flick. It's a fantastic save from Stefan Ortega. And it had to be because Ismail Assar managed to break his duck. Here's De Bruyne towards Haaland. He almost broke his duck. It's a brilliant save from Dean Henderson.
Tell you what, that's the first time De Bruyne has gotten a little bit of space.
And then back to Mateta. Now they've got the chance to attack. And Munoz rampages forward. His cross is key. Eza is there! It's another exquisite Eberechi Eze goal. And this one's going to be more than the rest combined.
I'll tell you
Arnold holds it up and plays a couple of... What a goal it is, beautiful! Off the ball running, Eze comes in right at the back post. It's a dream goal lead.
Powering through, still going, Bernardo Silva. Tyreek Mitchell with a challenge, Stuart Atwell with a job to do, and he points to the spot and gives a penalty for Manchester City. And Omar Marmoush is stopped by Dean Henderson. It's another major let-off for Crystal Palace. It's another failure from the spot from Manchester City.
That's a great save. They'll have a look at whether he comes off his line. He's certainly left foot.
They're causing a problem here because Munoz has narrowly missed the target.
Watch Doku, switches off completely. And Munoz knows it, he doesn't want to go back there with him.
Wembley is the subject of a Palace coup. Crystal Palace wave the FA Cup trophy high above their heads for the first time. It's a seismic day for Palace fans.